From Profanity-Chic to terrorist porn. That's right. We're gonna go over this. We're gonna break down the downfall of the Democratic Party. I love how this article by Victor Davis Hanson breaks down succinctly how the Democrat Party has fallen, and he's right on the money with his assessment on the Democrat Party. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to go over this article. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account. So follow me there as well. All right, let's get into this news. Now, this comes from the Daily Signal. The Democratic Party is polling about 27% approval and sinking. In 2024, it lost the White House, the House of Representatives, the Senate, and both the popular vote and the Electoral College, 312 to 226. In 2024, Donald Trump won over 46% of the Hispanic vote, including a majority of Hispanic men. Trump also likely captured 26% of the black male vote, doubling his 2020 total. In 2024, Trump increased his 2020 vote total in every single state, and he won 89% of all the counties in the United States. 89% of all the counties. They try to say like this is not a mandate. Are you serious? How do you win almost 90% of the counties and you don't consider this a mandate? Crazy. On every issue, Democrats sided with strident leftist movements rather than the majority of the American people. And they continue to do that. They still haven't changed. They still haven't learned their lesson on the simple 80-20 issues. I say this time and time again. They're always on the 20%, and they're wondering why they're tanking. They supported globalism over nationalism, high-priced green energy over lower gas and electricity prices, and an open border and 12 million unaudited illegal aliens over security and legal-only immigration. They seem unconcerned with our $36 trillion debt or the deterrence lost abroad that led to 2 theater-wide existential wars. Democrats stay mum about unfair trade and budget deficits. They prefer the Black Lives Matter fixation on the color of our skin rather than Martin Luther King's emphasis on the content of character. Do they even teach that anymore? Do they even tell students that was what was Martin Luther King was all about? Color blindness. You judged on your character, not your skin color. Do they even teach that in schools nowadays? They support allowing biological men to overpower women in female sports events in opposition to 80% of the electorate, another 80-20 issue. Democrats face choices after their catastrophic defeat last year. One, they could have stopped the hemorrhaging of their base of 80 to 30-year-old black men, Hispanics, and independents by moving towards the center. They even could have worked with Trump and perhaps sought to take credit for joint successes. Instead, they doubled down on quote-unquote resistance through street theater, terror chic. Democrat senators cut a group attack video, each echoing the potty word S, the S word. Y'all know I try not to curse too much on my platform. In a House ad, Democrat female members mimicked ninjas, kicking and punching at the camera as if hitting their Republican opponents. Former vice presidential candidate and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz was just a terrible pick on Harrison's part. Governor Tim Walz boasted about kicking the ass of Republicans. Do anyone think this dude could kick anyone's ass? Are you serious? He said, quote, "A-holes is now the standard Democrat epithet for Musk, as voiced by Arizona Senator Mark Kelly." He said, quote, "Dick is the preferred Musk slur from Minnesota Senator Tina Smith. Xenophobia is also now Democrat chic. Waltz smears Musk as an American citizen. Waltz smears Musk, an American citizen, as South African Nepo baby. Remember when he said that? Other Democrat representatives questioned Musk's loyalty, asking, quote, which country is he loyal to? Okay, now do a Jewish person. Do a Jewish person. Ask them what country are they loyal to. They wouldn't dare do that, would they? Or they further boast, quote, where's Democrats going to send Elon back to South? We're Democrats. I'm sorry, I'm struggling reading today, y'all. We're Democrats going to send Elon Musk back to South Africa. An unhinged rep, Maxine Waters, she's the worst, shouts that she wants First Lady Melania Trump deported, given she too is a naturalized citizen. You know, these are the same people who want the borders open for illegal immigrants, right? The hypocrisy just abounds. But those theatrics have now escalated into near overt support for violence. Democrats are blocking the deportation of dangerous illegal aliens affiliated with the terrorist designated Tren de Agua. They try to stop the deportation of resident alien Mohammed Khalil, arch Hamas supporter, apologist for the murderers of October 7th, and a spokesman for the most violent student group at Columbia. Well, I'm gonna stop here for a second and say I don't agree with that. Freedom of speech is freedom of speech. We may not agree with Mohammed Khalil, what he has to say, but I support his right to say it, though. So that's one thing that I branch off with when it comes to that issue. To stop Musk's advisory Department of Government Efficiency and its identification of government waste, fraud, and abuse, leftist cabals are now terrorizing Musk's Tesla brand nationwide. It's despicable. You know, I talked about it earlier today, how Nancy Pelosi refused to condemn those attacks. She refused to condemn it. They seek to destroy cars, dealerships, and charging stations. Individual Tesla owners are sometimes tailed, confronted, and threatened. And mind you, a lot of these people that's driving Teslas are Democrats. They bought Teslas to supposedly help the environment. Democrats claim no formal role in such terror, but more or less seem to approve its ends and means. I mean, look no further than Jimmy Kimmel, who kind of wink when he was talking about the Tesla attacks. And the article actually goes to it here. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead of myself. I didn't read the full article. So left-wing comic Jimmy Kimmel winks and nods on national television about the current violent Tesla terrorist campaign. Tim Walz celebrates the resulting drop in the Tesla stock as Minnesota governor oversees his state's sizable investment in Tesla. Walz could care less about trash talking his own taxpayers' investments. He did backtrack a little bit after it came out that his state that he was a governor of actually got a lot of Tesla stock. He tried to backtrack a little bit. Rep. Jasmine Crockett boasts that Musk, quote, must be taken down. She brags she wants to physically assault Senator Ted Cruz, who, quote, has to be knocked over the head like hard, adding, quote, I think you punch. I think you okay with punching. Crockett even mocked disabled and wheelchair-bound Texas Governor Greg Abbott. She said, you all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there, and the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot mess, honey. And then she tried to backtrack on that, even though we all know what she meant, because she liked a similar comment a couple of years ago pertaining to Greg Abbott and his wheelchair. Former Democrat House member and once censored Rep. Jamal Bowman claimed Musk was a Nazi and an incompetent thief. I hope Musk sue him over that. Democratic Rep. Al Green, you know Al Green with his cane, was censored by the House for disrupting the Trump joint address to Congress and led away screaming and shaking his cane at the president in a failed effort to shut down the speech. What's up with leftists always wanting to shut down free speech, right? Senator Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, who once issued threats to Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch, remember that, and Brett Kavanaugh by name, now boasts, quote, we have people going to the Republican districts and going after the Republicans who are voting for this and forcing them to either change their vote or face consequences. What consequences? What consequences are you referring to there, Senator Schumer? Furious at their own increasing impotence, these contemporary Democrat Jacobins, that's exactly what they are. Jacobins. I've done a video years ago on the whole Jacobin revolution. Are dabbling with their own version of a reign of smut terror. They are probably too impotent to derail the country, but they are certainly destroying themselves. They are digging themselves a deep hole for themselves, and I don't think the Democrat Party will be able to claw back from what they're doing. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.